All right, here's a question that gets people fired up. Can 10,000 sit-ups give you abs? It's one of those fitness theories that sounds promising, right? Imagine, you just put in the work, 10,000 sit-ups, and boom, rock-hard abs. I mean, that number seems big enough to make something happen, right? You've probably seen this theory floating around fitness forums, maybe heard it from a gym buddy or stumbled upon it in an online challenge. It's simple, it's appealing. And hey, if all it takes is a number, why not 10,000 sit-ups? But is it really that straightforward? Could 10,000 sit-ups actually be the shortcut to abs that we've all been looking for? Today we're diving deep into this theory. What really happens when you put your abs through the ringer like that? Is this the easy way out, or is there more to the story? Stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll have the full picture of whether it's worth the effort. And while you're at it, hit that like button if you've ever tried a crazy workout challenge like this. Comment below your guess. Will 10,000 sit-ups get you abs, or is there more to it? Let's start by understanding the theory. The idea is pretty simple. If you do 10,000 sit-ups, whether over a few weeks, a month, or even longer, you'll eventually build enough abdominal muscle that they'll become visible. Sit-ups target the rectus abdominis, which is that lovely strip of muscle that forms the six-pack everyone wants. The assumption is that putting in that much work should make your abs pop. I mean, it sounds reasonable, right? Think of it like this. If you were trying to get stronger biceps, you'd do a lot of curls, right? So why not do the same with your abs? Work them hard enough, and eventually those muscles have to show. But here's where it starts to get tricky. Your abs don't work in isolation, and sit-ups alone might not give you the full effect you're after. Before you start counting your way to 10,000 sit-ups, we've got to dig into a few important factors that might stand between you and your six-pack dreams. And don't worry, we'll still see if the theory holds any water by the end. Alright, let's break it down. When you do sit-ups, yes, you're working your abs, but here's the catch. You're not just working your abs. Sit-ups rely heavily on other muscles too, especially your hip flexors and lower back. Your hip flexors, the muscles at the front of your hips, often end up doing a big part of the work when you perform sit-ups. If you've ever felt tightness in your hips after doing sit-ups, that's why. Plus, while you're working your abs, sit-ups alone tend to focus on just one area, the upper part of the rectus abdominis. The lower abs and obliques aren't being fully engaged, so you're not getting a complete core workout. That's an issue because, for truly defined abs, you need to train all parts of your core, not just one section. Here's another important point. No matter how much you strengthen your abs, if there's a layer of fat over them, you won't see them, and that's a huge part of the equation. So, even if you complete 10,000 sit-ups without addressing what's covering your abs, your diet, you might still be disappointed with the results. Let's talk about the real secret to seeing your abs. It's not just what you do in the gym, but what you do in the kitchen. You've probably heard the phrase, abs are made in the kitchen, and it's 100% true. You can do 10,000, 20,000, or even 50,000 sit-ups, but if your nutrition isn't dialed in, those abs are going to stay hidden under a layer of fat. It's like trying to see the stars through thick clouds. They're there, but you just can't see them. To reveal your abs, you need to reduce your body fat percentage. This means being in a calorie deficit, burning more calories than you're consuming. And no, this doesn't mean you have to go on a crash diet or starve yourself. It's about making smart choices. Think of your diet like fuel for your body. The better the fuel, the better the results. Focus on lean proteins like chicken, fish, or tofu, and don't be afraid of healthy fats. Things like avocado and nuts are great. Pair that with vegetables, whole grains, and plenty of water, and you're setting yourself up for success. But if your diet is loaded with processed food, sugary drinks, and junk, sorry to say those abs will stay under wraps. Nutrition is key to making your hard work in the gym visible. Here's something most people don't realize. Sit-ups are just one small piece of the puzzle. In fact, they're not even the best way to train your abs. Sit-ups primarily target the upper part of your abs, but if you want a full, balanced core, you need to hit all areas. That includes your lower abs, obliques, and even deeper core muscles like your transverse abdominis. Exercises like planks, leg raises, and Russian twists target different parts of your core and are much more effective than sit-ups alone. And here's a tip. It's not about how many reps you can do, it's about how well you engage the muscle. Slow, controlled movements where you really focus on squeezing your core will get you better results than rushing through hundreds of sit-ups. So instead of aiming for a huge number like 10,000 sit-ups, imagine spending that time on a variety of abdominal exercises. You'd be training your entire core, and I promise the results would be even more impressive. Quality always beats quantity when it comes to building muscle. Recovery. This might be the most underrated part of the whole process, but it's critical. After any kind of strength training, including ab work, your muscles need time to repair and grow. That's how they get stronger and more defined. When you're doing intense core exercises like sit-ups, you're creating tiny micro-tears in the muscle fibers. The healing process is what makes your muscles grow, but if you don't give your body time to recover, those muscles don't get a chance to heal properly. Worse, you could end up overtraining and putting unnecessary strain on your lower back and hip flexors. Taking rest days, getting enough sleep, and stretching are key to making progress. If you're cranking out 10,000 sit-ups without allowing recovery time, you could actually be sabotaging your results. So remember, rest isn't laziness. It's essential to your abs showing up. Don't underestimate how important recovery is to your overall progress. And now let's talk about something that's a little harder to accept: genetics. Yep, we all know that one person who seems to have abs without even trying, while others feel like they have to grind twice as hard. Unfortunately, genetics play a big role in where your body stores fat and how easily you can develop visible abs. Some people naturally store less fat around their midsection, which means their abs are more likely to show even at higher body fat percentages. Others might have to get their body fat percentage much lower before their abs are visible. It's just how we're built. While that might sound unfair, the good news is that with consistency, everyone can make progress. Even if genetics aren't in your favor, effort, training, and nutrition can still get you results. So while the 10,000 sit-up challenge might seem like a one-size-fits-all approach, it won't affect everyone the same way, but that's no reason to give up. Control what you can and you'll see results. Alright, so what's the final verdict? Will 10,000 sit-ups get you abs? The truth is, sit-ups alone won't do it. If you rely purely on doing 10,000 sit-ups, you're only scratching the surface. Sit-ups will help strengthen your abs, but to see those muscles, you need to focus on a combination of proper nutrition, varied ab training, and recovery. Don't let this discourage you though. If anything, this should motivate you to train smarter. With the right approach, training your full core, eating in a calorie deficit, and giving your body time to recover, you're way more likely to get that six-pack. So while 10,000 sit-ups might sound impressive, they're just one piece of the puzzle. Thanks for sticking around, guys. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and share it with someone who's been trying to crack the code to abs. Don't forget to subscribe for more fitness tips and fun challenges. And let me know in the comments, have you ever tried a wild fitness challenge like this? Maybe we can tackle the next one together.